we have to believe in Wilayah. Wilayah is authority. So this verse says, your authority or your Wali is none other than Allah, and therefore His messenger, and those who have believed, and those who establish prayers and give zakah while they are in the form of ruku. So Allah, we know Allah has authority above us. We know that. We know that the Holy Prophet has authority because Allah has given him the authority. We know that after the Holy Prophet, it doesn't say Imam, it says those who believe and who establish namaz and give zakat in the form of ruku. So it's specifying one person only. So after the Prophet, there is one other person who has authority above us. So this particular end of that verse, which it says, the person who gives zakat in the form of ruku, refers to an incident that we know happened in the Prophet's mosque where everybody was praying. Imam Ali alayhi salam was praying, and when a beggar, an old man came into the mosque asking for something, everybody was not paying attention to him. Some people were praying, some people were sitting around. Imam Ali was praying, but he was in the state of ruku, and he shows his hands, he holds his hands out and indicates this finger to the beggar as he was standing there. Take my ring. And he gives his ring. The man takes his ring and he goes away. So this incident became famous. People immediately said, what, you're not paying attention in your prayer, you're giving your ring away. And it became a topic of conversation. So they know who this verse is referring to. This verse is saying Allah is your authority is Allah, Rasul, and the person who gave his ring in the form of the Quran. Very, very specific.
Narayan Hedri.
Narayan
Hedri.
Narayan
Hedri.
Narayan
Salawat.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Let's talk about this Wilayah. So the concept of Wali is who gives this authority? What is this authority? What does it mean? Is it only for namaz, teaching you how to do namaz? How extended is this authority? Allah has authority, we know, over everything. Allah has two types of authority. Allah has authority over the atoms of this universe. So He can change, He creates, He can destroy, He can recreate, He can change our fate by changing the atoms of the universe. Okay? So Allah has complete authority. The same authority is given to the Holy Prophet. The Holy Prophet has the same authority. He can change the atoms of the universe. But he doesn't always change the atoms of the universe because he wants to show us that he is one of us as well. But the Holy Prophet has the same authority. And this authority is called Wilayah Tashri'i. Tashri'i means authority over creation. This authority, and in this verse it says, Innama waliyukum, one authority. It doesn't talk about different types of authority. It's the same authority that comes from Allah to the Holy Prophet, to the Imam. So exactly the same authority, which means our Imams have the same authority. They can change the creation. They can change, they can do supernatural things. That's what we understand. The Holy Prophet makes a tree walk and come to him. Different things. He can change. All the prophets had this Wilayah. So the Wilayah has started with Prophet Adam alayhi salam. So let's go back one step. Allah created prophets so that He created, before He created, He wanted us to know Him, which is why He created us. Allah was alone to begin with, but being alone, no one would have worshipped Him. So He, in His kindness and His mercy, He created us so that we may know Him. And so He created Prophet Adam alayhi salam. Of course, He created the Noor of our Prophet so many thousands of years ago. But let's put that there on hold. He created Adam alayhi salam as the first man and as the Wali, the first Wali of Allah himself is the first creation. So Prophet Adam alayhi salam had this authority, and so did 124,000 prophets. In their own areas they had authority, because they were sent to a group of people. But our Prophet had authority over whole of mankind, over all of creation, over all of the universes, over all of jinn and over all of mankind. This authority that we are talking about, when we are born, we have something that's called fitra. Fitra is inside you. You already know what is right and what is wrong. Do you need a prophet to tell you what is right and wrong? This is the question. Do we need someone to tell us? Say you live on an island, you were born on an island, somebody put you there. Have you heard of the story of Tarzan? Tarzan? Long time ago. Our kids don't know about Tarzan, but long time ago, we used to have a story about a man called Tarzan who lived on an island because he was put there as a baby. So when he grew up, he had no other human beings to tell him what was right and what is wrong. In the books, when you go to Hausa, in the books when you start learning about these things, they tell you the story of Tarzan. Why? Because to tell you about fitra. For example, Tarzan grew up without anyone telling him what is right and wrong. Don't steal, don't hurt someone. He didn't have to, because there's no another person that he could deal with. One day Tarzan was walking along and he saw a bunch of bananas on the footpath. Usually bananas are on a tree. If it's on the footpath, it means someone has put them there. Will Tarzan pick up the banana and eat it? Immediately something tells him that it's not right. It belongs to someone else. His fitra tells him that there's something called good and there's something called bad. You don't take the property of someone without asking, without permission. The story of Tarzan is told to explain to us what fitra means. We all have something inside us that tells us what is right and what is wrong. So generally we know what is right and what is wrong. We don't need a religion to tell us what is right and what is wrong. We don't need prophets from Allah to tell us what is right and what is wrong. For example, we know we shouldn't kill someone because it's wrong to take the life of someone. We know that it's a fitra inside us. We know that. But do we know the details of it? If someone is going to come and kill us and is about to stab us, we do protect ourselves. Maybe by killing that person we are protected. So just now I told you that you're not supposed to kill someone, but then there is an exception. When someone is about to kill you, are you allowed to kill that person? Are you allowed to defend yourself by killing that person? So there's an exception to the rule. Who will teach you about that rule? Your fitra doesn't tell you that. That's why we need prophets. Prophets give us the detail about what you're supposed to do or what you're not supposed to do. Because we live a complex life. We have complex situations in our lives. And that means that we need someone to give us the details. This is the exception to the rule. Are you allowed to eat everything? They said, yes, you're allowed to. In the Quran it says, everything in the sea is halal for you. But it's only the Prophet tells us that some things are halal and some things are haram. So the Ahlul Sunnah, for example, they pick up this verse from the Quran and say, look, it says everything in the sea is halal for you. We know that the exception there is about when you're in the state of ihram. There are some things that who is going to explain this to us? So, Allah, in His mercy and His kindness, He sends the Holy Prophet to us. We are talking about the concept of Wilayah, those of you who came just now. The authority of Allah and how we know what to follow. Why has Allah sent prophets to us? Prophets have been sent to us to give us the detail about what is good and what is bad. Our fitra doesn't tell us everything, so we need the detail. And God is kind enough to tell us what is permitted and what is not permitted. And makes our life easier so that we live a good life, so that our children live a better life than us, and we all end up in heaven. That's the whole point of us being here, right? Allah is using all of this to drive us to heaven. The authority that was given to the prophets showed us the difference in what is right and what is wrong. Scriptures, books, manuals, worksheets were given to us so that we get it right. In the end, we have the final prophet, and we are the ummah of the final, we are the community of the final prophet, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So the same, when the Holy Prophet's prophethood, the end of his life was the end of prophethood. And Allah says, where do we know about that? So we know that the authority was given to God, but after prophet became the Imam. So it didn't end, the message ended, and the message was completed. So let's look at which verse of the Quran tells us about it. The event of Ghadir tells us. So this verse that we read, which was, your authority is Allah, none other than Allah, and His messenger, and the believer who gives zakat in the form of ruku, Imam Ali alayhi salam. We have established this Imam Ali alayhi salam. In the Quran it says that the Prophet himself told us that Imam Ali, this Ali is the best. He is the most educated, he is the most qualified. He kept saying that throughout his life, so that people have no doubt about who is the best. And then the Quran itself, without using the word Ali alayhi salam, without using the word Ali in the Quran, it said about a specific person who gave his ring in the form of ruku. Then came the event at the end of the prophethood. Allah said, if you haven't told the people about something that I asked you to tell, then it is as if you haven't delivered this message at all. So it meant that Allah was indicating that there is something that you have to announce now to the people that will establish once and for all this message. It has to be completed. And the prophethood is only completed if he gives his successorship to the next one. So Imam Ali, so at the event of the year, as we know, everybody gathered, thousands of people. More than 100,000 people were there at that Hajj on their way back home to Medina and other places. Stopped at a place called Wali, and the Prophet, as you know, held up Imam Ali's hand and said, of all of those of whom I am the master, this Ali is your master. He established that after me, this person, this Ali is going to be a successor. And of course, we know then the verse, Sura Maida, verse 3 came down. It said, Allah says, I have completed my favor unto you, and I have perfected for you, and I have chosen for you Islam as your religion. What can be more clearer than that? So all of this wilayah passed down to Imam Ali alayhi salam. The direct wilayah from God, the direct authority from God, authority over all of the universe, all of the jinn, all of the mankind, all of the residents who live in all the universes of the world. We don't even know who live on the other galaxies. There are beings that live on other galaxies. They don't know about us, we don't know about them, it doesn't matter. Our Prophet was the Wali for them as well as for us. This wilayah transferred to Imam Ali alayhi salam. How do we know that this wilayah then transferred to the other imams? So we have, for example, the various hadiths like verse of purity. Surah Ahzab, verse 33 tells us that Imam Ali, the five that were under the Hadith Qissa that we just read, Hadith Qissa tells us about who are the Ahlul Bayt. The Ahlul Bayt are the 14 Masumeen, of which the 12 Imams are authority above us. And that they take the authority. Now in the time of the Imams were the authority. Today we live at a time when our Imam is in life. Ghaib al-Kubra, that means a great occultation. He has been in that for 1,139 years or so. He has been in since he was the age of 70. 73 is when the great Ghaib al-Kubra started. So we've been without an imam for all these years. Who has the authority when there is no imam in present in front of us and we can ask questions? Why do we have imams? Even though the religion was perfected, no more wahi is going to come down, no more revelations are going to come from God. Why do we have imams? Because imams are the guardians of the religion. So whatever has come from God, halal and haram, the imam is guarding us, guarding the religion, so that it doesn't come out of the limits of the religion. We don't go off track. So the imams have to be there. And the most important concept is that of Wilayah. Wilayah is the most important thing in Usul-e-Deen. In the concept of religion, Tawheed and Adalat and Nubuwwat, all of that will only be protected if there's an Imam present. So Imam is the most important concept. Before us, before our Prophet, prophethood was the most important concept. So the people of those times, they didn't have to study about Imamat. We have to study about Imamat because Imamat is more important to us than any of those concepts. So none of them will work unless the Wilayah of the Prophet, of the Imams are respected. In this time when we are waiting for our Imam and we are in the last stages of waiting for our Imam. So you can't say our Imam is going to come back 1,000 years from tomorrow. Today you have to think about it as if he's coming back today. All of the signs are coming true. It shows us that he's going to be coming out soon. Which means we have to be ready for it. Which means if he says, if he calls, if there's an indication that Imam is calling, you have to leave everything and go. And that's why we say, don't be like the people of Kufa. Because they were busy with their 9-to-5 jobs, they had their businesses, they had their whatever that we do nowadays. We have our jobs, we have childcare, we have university. Now let me finish this and then let me finish that program on TV. It's still running, even though it means that we'll be like the people of Kufa who waited. And when they wait, things that have to happen will happen. And we won't be included in the people of Karbala. They missed out. Only 72 people were in Karbala, which means the rest of the world missed out. The rest of the thousands of people missed out. Which means that only a few people will ever be successful. And you have to try to be one of those successful people. So you have to raise our awareness. And that's why we're talking about Wilayah today. So in the time of our absent Imam, who is the Wali? So this concept, ever since Ghaib al-Kubra has started, our Walis are the Faqih. The Faqih are the Marja of our time. Marja are the highest educated in the laws of the religion. They know all the Sharia. They know whatever is politically right, what is right and what is wrong, what are you allowed to do, what you're not allowed to do. Each time they're going to tell you, what do they base it on? They base it on the Quran, the Sunnah of the Prophet, whatever the Prophet used to do. They base it on their own derivation and on the scholars who have come before them, the ijma. Whatever has existed before, they're able to use all of that to derive an information that we need for our time. So for example, if we have a question that is relating to modern times, which was never asked before, how can we ask that question? Where do they get the answer from? And the answer is that they use all of that and then they use the intellect to draw. That is why when we ask a question to Agha Sistani through his website, or to Agha Khamne through his website, they give you an answer. And if it's a question that has never been asked before, they derive the answer based on all of on the Holy Quran, the Sunnah of the Prophet. The ancient scholars like Sheikh Tusi and Sheikh Mufid and Sheikh Saduq, all of those who lived 1,000 years ago, and all of those scholars in between, Shaheed Awwal, all of these people. Did I do something?
Allahumma
salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم.
नारे तकबीर,
अल्लाहु अकबर,
नारे रिसालत,
या रसूल अल्लाह,
नारे हैदरी,
या अली,
हैदरी,
या अली,
ये शाह नजफ बुलंद तर सलवात।
अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला मुहम्मद व आले मुहम्मद वअज्जिल फरजहum.
Can you hear at the back? No. So this is not okay. Thank you. Yeah. So the marjai are the experts in fiqh, philosophy, irfan, and other sciences of the religion, and therefore they are able to best tell us where, what to do with it's like in forms of political. So how far is the wali? How far is the marjai? How much can they tell us? So they have the authority to tell us about even politics. But our marja usually tells us about fiqh rulings, right? So you usually ask a fiqh question when you send it to the website. But they are a mujtahid, they are ayatollahs, and they should be able to tell you more than fiqh. So they should be able to tell you about how a ruler should rule, whether, this traffic law. Can we ask him about this traffic law, for example? Can we ask him about things that we don't usually think comes under it? Yes, we should be able to ask. Are we allowed to pay taxes to this Australian government? When we have to pay zakah, and we have to pay so much money, and then we have to give tax as well. Can we ask him, is 35% tax, is that allowed in Islam? Like, should I be paying 40% tax? These kind of questions, yes. The marja should be able to explain that, but can the marja explain that if it is not in his authority? So is the rest of the world in his authority? So our marja, they don't look at the border of Iraq and say, I'm only answering the questions of the people of Iraq. No. Our marja, there is no border for them. We can ask, and they can answer questions without border. It should be the same for other questions about politics as well, about laws that are in this land. We should be able to ask him and he should be able to answer, but our marja, our Sistani, does not have authority over these lands. So the question came that all the marjai until now were not able to give rulings about social affairs and politics because they didn't have maybe in a little village or a little town, couple of towns. So we had Sheikh Mufid, Sheikh Saduk, all of those great marja. They did give rulings about politics in the areas that they had control over, where the Shia lived. So they were able to. But for a long time, we have not had. Those of us who move away from those countries, and we live in places like this, we don't have someone to tell us about political and social affairs. Child support, should we be paying child support, for example? Questions that you are bound by the laws of this land. We want to ask a question, but nobody can help us. This is what happened in Iran. Iran, people were getting rid of their king. Who was their king? The Shah of Iran. They were tired of him. He was oppressing them. He was stealing all their oils and he was giving it to the British and the Americans. He was draining the money out of Iran and sending it overseas. So he was a corrupt ruler and he didn't care for his people. So what did the people do? They had been fighting against this for 100 years. We only heard about the Islamic Revolution of Iran in 1979 when the people overthrew the king of Iran, the Shah of Iran, kicked him out of the country, told him to go, didn't let him take all his money. And they brought in, who did they bring in? Imam Khomeini. So Imam Khomeini came at the end of 100 years of struggle. It didn't happen overnight. He's not the one who worked for 100 years. It was the people of Iran who worked for 100 years. Thousands were killed in this struggle because, of course, if you say against the government, he's going to catch you and put you in jail and torture you and kill you. So the next person will be afraid to come up and say something. But people killed Imam, they didn't care, like Imam Hussein alayhi salam, he didn't care that his baby was going to be killed. He didn't care that his sons were going to be killed. He didn't care that his nephews were going to be killed. And killed how? Killed in a horrible, most horrible way, painful way. He didn't care that his women would be paraded like slaves in the markets of Sham and Kufa. He didn't care because he knew that he had to rise against the bad things that were happening in his time without fear. He had to do it without thinking about himself. He had to do it without thinking that I'm going to get hurt. I won't have a house to live in. I'm not going to have any money after this. I'm not going to have a place to go. He didn't think about all that. He did it purely for the sake of Islam, to make sure that Islam would survive. That was most important. So what happened with Imam Khomeini is that he derived, his thinking came from Imam Hussein. So the Ashura Majlises that used to happen every Muharram, Imam Khomeini used that to bring up the Islamic revolution. So what he did was hundreds of people had been fighting against the Shah for 100 years. The Shah had said that we shouldn't wear hijab, women should not wear hijab. So he said that if you're coming out of your house, you should not be wearing a hijab. So what did women do? They didn't come outside. There was a woman who did not come out of her house until she died. And there is a riwayat, there's a story, because it's only happened recently, a true story, that Imam Mahdi alayhi salam, Imam Mahdi alayhi salam attended the funeral. He was there at her funeral, not only for praying for her, everything. This is something that happened. It means that she who took care of her hijab, because of this ruling that by the king, by the Shah of Iran, that women should not wear hijab. So he took away, made drinking alcohol common, made the discos and the pubs and the nightclubs common in Iran. From that Iran, it changed to the Iran you see today. Changed overnight. Did it really change overnight? No. It had been happening for 100 years. But underground, people were fighting, they were being killed. Again, people will come up, they get killed, they get shot, they get arrested, they get tortured. This time when I went to Iran, I went to a place called, you should go if you go to Iran, and all of us, we go for ziyarat, but we don't go to these places. These places that you should go for sightseeing is, for example, a prison called Ibrat. Museum of Ibrat. It's called Museum of Ibrat. It used to be the torture prison of the Shah in the time before Imam Khomeini finally succeeded in the Islamic revolution. Inside there you can see how they used to torture. Ayatollah Khamenei wasn't there, and so many Ayatollahs and so many people were tortured inside there. You should see the kind of torture they have left everything as it was. They haven't changed anything. So that shows that we have to keep that, to know what people went through. Just like Imam Hussein alayhi salam, what did people bear, the pains that they bore to make sure the Islamic revolution succeeded. Because of Islamic revolution today, most of us are wearing hijab. Most of us have books, because the Islamic revolution opened up the true religion to the rest of the world. If it was not for Iran, the Islamic revolution in Iran, we would not be as bold as we are here today, because I know what it was like. I changed my religion from Ahlul Sunnah to Shia because of the Islamic revolution of Iran. Because of the difference. What are these people? Who are these people who are so proud, who are saying that we stand for Islam? They call themselves the Islamic Revolution, Islamic Republic of Iran, at a time when everybody is shy about Islam. Oh, I'm not a Muslim. If I'm an educated Muslim, I don't want to appear like a Muslim. I don't want to wear my hijab. That was the concept. People didn't want to show themselves as Muslims if you were educated in a Western society. Because what people will say, what, you look like as if you come from 1,000 years ago. You're wearing all these clothes, you look like you come from an ancient place. If you're modern and educated, you should be wearing modern clothes. No, that's not a concept. Islam is modern. Islam is the most modern religion. And this is the most modern clothing, where you cover yourself. Because when we cover ourselves, we become humble. And we remember that this reminds us of another day that's to come in the future. the hereafter. This reminds us of the hereafter. It reminds us that we are meant for another day. That when we look at ourselves in the mirror, this beautiful face that we see, and we like to make ourselves up. We women love, because we are beautiful, we want to make ourselves. It's in our nature. But Allah says, yes, that's good. Keep it for your husband. It's good that you do it. Keep it at home for your parents. Yeah, make yourself look beautiful and pretty and clean. We are meant to be beautiful, but what's inside us is we are strong. We are, as you have heard from Sayyidah Batul, say the Zakira who came recently. Women are strong. Women are more strong than men, and you know that. We are stronger in a different way. We are much more stronger than men, and men know that. But because we are able to bear many things, we have everything, all of these ones, we have so many of them under our care, and we're doing everything else, and we're doing more. Most of us are. We don't complain about it, we don't announce it in public, but we're doing it, we know that. So we are very important, and we have to be protected. And to be protected, this is one of the forms of protection. So, and I won't take much more of your time. I'm not going my time. But I just want to finish out on Wali, on this Islamic Republic of Iran. Why are they successful? Is what I want to say. And they have a Wali Faqih sitting at the top today. They have a Wali who is Ayatollah Khamenei, Sayyid Ali Khamenei. Sayyid Ali Khamenei was chosen. He didn't appoint him, so he didn't say, look, I'm going to sit here today. No, he didn't. He was appointed as the Wali Faqih. What does that mean? He's the Wali Faqih. Faqih means marja, ayatullah, mujtahid. He's a Wali who is representing our awaited Imam. Why hasn't this happened before? Why hasn't there been a Wali Faqih before? The reason is that his authority is not just Islamic law, Risala. It's also about political affairs, social affairs. So when they overthrew the Shah, there's a vacuum there. They brought in an Islamic government, and they had a government based on a constitution by election. So they have two things. They have both election, like we know, in our countries, we know there is elections in democracy, and the people elect the person they want. And they have a marja on top of this president. So they have a president at the moment who is a president, Rouhani. And he's a Rouhani. He's actually a Rouhani, as in he has a turban. And his name is Rouhani. And above him is Sayyid Ali Khamenei. And Sayyid Ali Khamenei, even though he is appointed by a panel of jurists, by a panel of marja, lots of marja, elect him to be the Wali Faqih, he has authority on social affairs. And does he have authority only in Iran? Because that's his patch. Can he have authority over us as well? We believe, just like marjai, like the marja that we follow, Sayyid Sistani, Agha Khamenei, and other Aghas that we follow, Sayyid Khamenei has authority on all of the affairs. He can give a hukm on, he can give a fatwa, he might say, don't do this. And we, as Shia, under the Wali Faqih, have to follow him. All the marja follow him. All the marja, Sistani, sees Wali Faqih as the leader above them. So if he gives a hukm, they have to follow. It's not that he is a marja only on, can you eat this, can you eat that, is gelatin halal, haram, the normal questions we ask. No, he has authority over tashri'i, which means he has authority over all of creation, because the same, even though he's not masoom, when Imam Hussein was going to Karbala, he sent a non-masoom to Kufa as his wali. Who was that? He was not masoom, but he was he was the ambassador, he was the representative of Imam Hussein. So he had the same authority as Imam Hussein when he went to Kufa. So if Imam Hussein had not sent him and he had gone, what happened to Hazrat Muslim bin Aqil would have happened to Imam Hussein alayhi salam. You have to see, you have to think like that. That if he hadn't sent someone in front of him, that he would say, actually people thought that it was Imam Hussein who came. Remember when what's his name? Ubaidullah bin Ziyad came, he had covered his face. People of Kufa thought that it was Imam Hussein. See, so it could have been Imam Hussein, but it was Hazrat Muslim Bidaki who took the killing. He got killed in the way he got killed. It was meant for Imam Hussein. But the same thing. So the Wali Faqih has authority over us. The Islamic Republic of Iran came at the same time as the Wali. So they brought their Islamic Republic, and the people agreed that they want a Wali Faqih above them. Today, 40 years, it's 40 years since they established Islamic Republic of Iran under the Wali Faqih, and today they are even stronger, both religiously. See, we have religious education, because of which we are able to, I am able to talk like this, because I learnt my religion from them. So all of us, we are able to access today, because of internet, we are able to access all the books that are available about our religion and about our Imam, and we have to be prepared for our Imam. So the same concept of Wali Faqih, he has authority over the army, the political affairs, the tax collection, infrastructure, defense, everything is something that he has authority over, and it's more than a marja. And that's what I want you to understand. So we have the concept of the Imam, the Prophet, the Allah, the Prophet, the Imam, and the Wali Faqih, who is a non-masoom. For example, the Imam in Ghaibatul Sugra had 4 naib. They were not masoom, but they represented the Imam when he was behind the scene. Yeah. He was not completely gone, but he was behind the scene. People couldn't see him, but they could communicate with him. Today we can't communicate with our Imam, so we have to follow the Wali Faqih. And so I want to end this with saying that you have to understand this, because we don't talk about Wali Faqih much. The most important concept is Wilayah, and who is an authority above us is a Wali Faqih. You have to understand. It doesn't matter whether he's Iranian or Iraqi or Pakistani or Indian. The concept of Imams, the authority of Imam is without border, is without color, is without language. So, and therefore, when he gives a hukm, we have to follow it. If he might, for example, he might say, next week onwards, don't pray Zohar, prayer of Zohar. He has the authority to say that. This is what I mean. He might say, don't do it, because he knows well why we shouldn't do it. Maybe we are in danger. Who knows? If he gives a hukum, don't question it. Don't say, oh, let me ask my marja, because my marja is the one who rules the fiqh rulings. My marja can tell me about namaz and Zohar namaz and whatever. No, you can't ask your marja. The Wali Faqih sits above your marja. That's all I want to say. I hope you have got something out of this.